Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Happy 4th of July weekend, and welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, could a new law lighten the load on caregivers? We'll look at likely legislation. Then, imagine makeup that stays put permanently. We'll take a close-up look at this kind of cosmetics. Here Comes the Bride. We'll reveal how one woman's Act 3 includes having a beautiful smile on her wedding day. Plus, change is healthy. We'll help you lose your unhealthy habits. And joint accounts could jinx your money matters. We'll check on when your cash is too close for comfort.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. When mom or dad are released from the hospital, it often falls on you to handle their follow-up care at home. Wouldn't it be great if you were given information on how to do just that? Soon, hospitals may be required to give you a plan of care for you to implement, along with hands-on instruction. Linda Fegler is here to tell us about the Ohio Caregiving Act. Linda is a volunteer with AARP Ohio. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you so much, Lori. It's great to be here.
So this isn't a law yet?
Not yet. The Ohio legislature is currently studying the act and will vote on it soon. But when you consider the fact that the majority of Ohioans over 45 years of age want more information about their loved one when he or she is released from the hospital, it makes perfect sense.
It certainly does. So what would this law do?
Well, the Ohio Caregiving Act would require the hospital to record the name of the family caregiver in the medical record, notify the caregiver before the patient is discharged and transferred to another facility, and give the caregiver an explanation and live instructions of the medical tasks the caregiver will be providing free at home.
Oh, that's great. It's that needed communication.
It really is. It basically improves communication and the ability of family members to properly care for loved ones after they leave the hospital.
Okay, so even if you're a relative, though, that doesn't automatically give you the access to talk to the doctors and health facilities, right?
Right.
Would this act provide help with that as well?
Absolutely. As one of the steps, the patient would be asked to give written consent to disclose their medical record, medical information, to the caregiver in accordance with hospital policy or state, and the caregiver then would have his or her information, their name, address, email, phone number, recorded in their loved one's medical record for reference.
All right, that's fantastic. But it benefits the caregiver, it benefits the patient, it also benefits the state.
It does, which is very important to realize. Well, you know, because of the discharge plan and the instructions on care, the caregiver will feel more confident in giving that care, and as a result, it will be more effective care, which means the patient will be less likely to be readmitted to the hospital.
Which is a big problem, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And to give you an idea of what that means, besides less stress on the family, if we could reduce readmissions by just 1% over the course of 2 years, it would save Ohio $16 million.
Oh my gosh, so it is a huge problem. So we can create savings by not having those readmissions, but also there's savings created by family caregivers of their family patients.
That is right, Laura. You know, the truth is that the vast majority of older Americans really want to live independently at home. And most seniors who receive assistance at home rely exclusively on unpaid family members for help with a variety of duties, including bathing and dressing, medication monitoring, meal preparation, transportation, and so much more.
Everything, basically.
Everything, yes. And this unpaid care is valued at $17.5 billion in Ohio.
Wow. So this is saving a lot of money for those families and giving them a better basis for doing this.
Absolutely.
So this is great. And how do we make this happen? How do we make this into law?
Thank you so much for asking that. Let your senators and representatives know how you feel. Call them, write them, email them, send them an old-fashioned letter in the mail. They need to know that this bill is important to you so that they will cast their vote in favor of the bill.
And it is very important.
It is very important.
So sharing information and instructions with the family member who will be caring for their loved one after leaving the hospital is just common sense. But to make sure, we have to make sure that this Ohio Caregiving Act passes. So make sure you let your legislators know how you feel. They don't always understand these things. My thanks to Linda for caring enough to tell us about the Caregiving Act.
Thank you so much, Lori.
For more information, call AARP Ohio at 866-389-5653 or visit www.aarp.org/Ohio. Next, always looking your best. But first, the 4th of July not only focuses on freedom, it also honors the anniversary of the deaths of 2 of our preliminary presidents. Can you name the 2 men who signed on the dotted line when it came to the Declaration of Independence and who then passed on that same date decades later? We'll reveal the results when we return.
Here at MetroHealth, you know you matter when it matters most. Here, we are the city's best at preparing for the world's worst. Here, we are the only verified burn center in Ohio for adults and children. Here, you'll find exceptional clinicians with extraordinary hearts. So the work we do here at MetroHealth makes an impact here, out here, and right here. MetroHealth, we're here for you, for all of you.
Presidents numbers 2 and 3, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, died on the same day, July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Thanks to them and many others, we can wish you a happy Independence Day.
As most women know, part of our daily morning routine is putting on our makeup. But what if we could skip that step and wake up ready to walk out the door? It is possible, and Denise George is here to tell us how. Denise is the owner of Forever Inc., a permanent cosmetic makeup business. So welcome to the show.
Why, thank you.
You've actually talked about this on Oprah, right?
Yes, I was on Oprah Network.
How can a cosmetic be permanent?
Well, first of all, it's pigment that's put into your skin as a form of tattooing. Mostly we focus on the eyebrows, eyeliner, lips, lip liner, and also breast cancer patients, areolas and nipples.
Oh, okay, wow. I never thought about that. So you say a lot of your clients are seniors. Why do you think that is?
Oh, wow, many reasons. First of all, when you become older, your eyebrows start to thin, and due to medications, due to medical reasons, you can't see to do it. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, allergic to makeup. I have husbands bringing their wives to me that has Alzheimer's, and they say they struggle every morning, hours trying to put their eyebrows on, and they look at me and they go, eventually I'm not going to be able to do it. She's not going to be able to do it, and I don't know how. So it goes alopecia, thyroid problems.
All kinds of reasons, it sounds like.
All kinds of reasons. But you know, people really just want to feel better about themselves. And you know, my passion is to make people feel better. I really care about people. I get people crying of joy after I'm done with them. And I start to cry with them, and they feel like they're the lucky ones. No, I'm the lucky one too.
Well, that's nice. And you should be working your passion in life, you know, and helping other people out. We've got some pictures that we'll be showing to show examples of your work, but can you tell us a little bit about how the process works?
Oh, yes. It's a non-surgical, safe procedure. I use 3 topicals to numb the areas. Most places use 1 or 2. When you age, your eyebrows, even if you lose them, they drop on your face. By doing the eyebrows, I lift up the eyebrows on your face. It makes you look 10 to 15 years younger. It also, if you go get a brow lift at a doctor's, you still have your eyebrows that aren't there. And so what good is that in spending $10,000 to $15,000 when you can have them on permanently?
How about eyeliner, then also liner and lip color, right?
Yes, and when you get the eyeliner and lip color, you can add colors to it. But
okay, so it's not stuck like if you get a brown eyeliner, you could jazz it up?
You can jazz it up, and at the end of the day, you still have your basic. And that's fine for most people. You know, I find out that seniors, they come running. They're not fearful of anything. They just want to feel better. And when I get younger people, they seem more concerned of the pain or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
You
Well,
know,
seniors have been through it all.
It
can't be any worse than anything else, right?
Yes, yes.
And when they're all finished, it's done. You're all done,
It's
right?
done. You know what? You can go swimming. You can go in the garden. Say it's humid outside and you're sweating and you wipe your eyebrows. Well, there they go. But with the permanent makeup, they stay forever. It is such a nice thing, and it really helps people save time. There's a survey done over 2 years. You do putting on your makeup.
Really? You could save
Over
2
2
years?
years. 2 years through your lifetime putting on makeup.
Oh my goodness. So this is really a time saver too.
It's a time saver, and you just wake up beautiful every day.
All right. Sounds like a great service. If you'd like to wake up to a face that doesn't require any fuss, permanent makeup may be for you. To find out more, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Denise George for sharing this beautiful option with us.
Thank you.
For more information, call Forever Inc. at 330-283-4645 or log on to www.permanentmakeupohio.com. Next, a beaming bride. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Interested in enjoying all kinds of art along with endless entertainment while grazing on gourmet food? Then feast on the Kane Park Arts Festival, one of America's top-rated arts festivals featuring 150 artists, will take place Friday, July 8th through Sunday, July 10th. To paint a complete picture, call 216-371-3000 or visit www.canepark.com.
Here comes the bride, and every wedding picture should show a beautiful smile. Sue Satink has double the reasons for wanting a picture-perfect smile, her daughter's wedding and her own. So Sue said, I do to seeing dentist Steve Marsh. And they're both here today to share how her smile will help begin her happily ever after. So welcome to both of you. And congratulations, Sue, for a whole lot of things going on in the next couple years.
Yes.
Now your wedding is next year, but you had an earlier deadline that you wanted to redo your teeth because your daughter's getting married this year, right?
Yes, October.
So why did you want this makeover?
Well, I figured with all the pictures that I was going to be taking, and for the last 45 years of my life, I had a front tooth that really bothered me. And when I see myself in pictures, it was always the first thing that I looked at. Since my college education and my daughter's college education, everything has been paid for, I decided that it was time to invest a little bit in myself. And that's how I met Dr. Marsh.
Okay, so how did you end up going to him?
I actually saw him on the show on a Sunday morning, and I said,
So a viewer, good. I'm watching.
I am, yes.
And so what was it like going to the office the first time?
It was great. His office staff, as well as Dr. Marsh, they're just wonderful. Really walked me through the process, sat me down, addressed any concerns that I had, and then Dr. Marsh came in. He explained the whole procedure to me. In addition to that, they had given me the phone number of a patient that had a similar procedure done that I could call and kind of talk to help kind of ease any fears or apprehensions that I had. So they made the process very comfortable for me.
Okay, when it was time, you went in, and Dr. Marsh, what'd you do?
Well, I think she presented it very well for us. So thank you. And that's exactly what we did. And one of the things that's critical is we sit down around a table, just like we did. We brought her fiance in. We took lots of pictures of Sue before, and we literally draw on the pictures. What would you like to achieve? And then we actually did what we call a mock-up. I don't know if your viewers can see it, but anyway, it's a wax prototype. And so we wanted to give her an idea of exactly what she would get. And then she had the ability to say to me, Steve, can you round this? Can you do that? So we want to make it so that when we deliver that smile, it's something that they love. It's not something, oh my gosh, we want it to be exactly what we planned. And I always say it's like going on a trip. You do a map when you're driving from here to California or here to Chicago.
Of course,
so
yeah.
In a sense, the prototypes, the discussion is our map to getting a terrific result.
All right, and then so you started with sample. How did you move then to finished results?
So what we ended up doing is after we sat her down in the chair, and this is actually the before and after, looking up into her mouth, Sue talked about the tooth that was behind, that wasn't in the position she wanted. And that tooth in a picture, whenever a tooth's behind, it will look very, very dark.
Oh, okay.
It picks up shadows, and Sue, you probably saw
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
So we did that with reshaping, and because her daughter's wedding is this October, we didn't have time to go through braces, and a lot of people at this stage don't want to go through braces. It might have made the job a little easier, but even after they were straightened, they still didn't have the appearance. There were some chips and fractures and color changes. And there's Sue from the front. And there's just what we were talking about. There's the before where that one tooth sits beside or behind. And you can also see the others were twisted. And when we looked at it, we wanted to do something white and bright. And those are all porcelain veneers. And that should last the rest of her life. So it certainly will last through her wedding and her daughter's wedding in October and her wedding next year.
All right, so Sue, how do you like your teeth?
I love them. I absolutely love them. I knew they were going to look good. I had absolute faith that he was going to give me the appearance that I was looking for, but I was thrilled with the result. I really was. And I find myself, I smile and I laugh, and I don't necessarily look at them right now, in any pictures that I have taken, so it's been a wonderful experience.
So you can actually show your teeth now.
Yes, and be proud of them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any parting words?
No, I think it's her story is very much like a lot of people's, that whether it's going to a reunion or a wedding and that sort of thing, we're very conscious, as your last guest talked about, is our appearance is a big part of it, and the smile is what brings people together. So I think she said it very nicely.
All right, looks great.
Thank you.
Sue will make a beautiful, beaming bride, thanks to the love of her fabulous fiancé and a smile that is picture perfect. My thanks to Sue and Steve for joining us today.
Thank you.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, change for good. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we're here today to show you how to work every major muscle in the lower body with one simple exercise. You ready to go?
I am ready.
Let's do it. Okay. We have a chair next to us here in the studio. You should have some firm surface next to you just in case you get trouble when you're at home. All we're going to do is stand with good posture. We're going to keep our feet shoulder width apart. We're simply going to take one big step out in front of us, dip down so both legs are at about a 90-degree angle, and push yourself back up. Alternate. Let's go ahead and switch legs, down and up. In this particular movement, we want to do at least 20 repetitions so we can at least get 10 for each side. How you feeling?
Dynamite.
Dynamite, all right. Notice Lori has great posture here. She's doing good. Make sure you breathe. Exhale with exertion, inhale as your body's resting. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
Low carb, no carb. You know those diets, the ones that say cut out all the carbs and become just a shadow of your former self. But are all carbs on the naughty list? The good news is no. Jana Chalm is here in the MetroHealth studios to rescue the reputation of carbohydrates. Jana is a registered dietitian with MetroHealth. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So our bodies, you say, actually need those carbohydrates, correct?
That's right. And in fact, 45 to 65% of your total calorie intake should come from carbs. And that's because it's the body's preferred form of energy, and it also includes many nutritious foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and dairy as well.
Okay, we got some of examples of what we hope are good carb foods here. Why do carbs get such a bad rap in dieting?
I think part of the reason is there are many trendy diets out there right now. People are always looking for a shortcut to weight loss. But in general, they're nutritious foods that should be included in a general healthy eating plan.
Okay, so what kind of carbs should we not be eating too much of?
I like to say there are no bad foods, but we should strive to eat the right balance of foods and have those others less often or practice moderation. So the ones that are nutritious are the high fiber foods, so fruits, vegetables, and grains that are not processed, so more intact, meaning less refined.
Okay, so when you refine it, you take all the good stuff out. So is something like white bread, is that what you mean by the refined?
Yes, so white bread is more processed, meaning they're removing part of the wheat, which is taking away the fiber, antioxidants, some protein, and vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
So we want to be choosing whole grains that would be things like oatmeal, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, quinoa, rather than the refined versions of those things.
So the white bread, the white rice kind of thing. So is another diet that might be going out there, avoid white foods? Is that the right way to do it?
We do hear that, but it's not something that many dietitians will recommend in practice. And part of the reason is that there are many nutritious white foods. So think of mushrooms or cauliflower or even the white potato, which is rich in vitamin C, potassium, and even fiber if you eat the skin.
So we want to eat the good stuff. Does that really mean we have to give up those, to me, really good stuff like pancakes and pastas?
No, it doesn't. All things in moderation are fine, and you can also find ways to modify those recipes to increase the nutrition in them. So for example, using some whole wheat flour when you're making your pancakes, or even oats to increase the fiber and nutrition content.
Oatmeal pancakes.
That's right.
So I know those are, you know, the refined stuff is not so great, but I really do have a sweet tooth, like I know many of our viewers do. So does that mean all of the sweet stuff is out? What can we do instead?
It doesn't mean all the sweet things are out. Some people can satisfy that sweet tooth with a fresh piece of fruit. You get a quick burst of sugar, and you also get the fiber, vitamins, and minerals and other health benefits along with it. If that doesn't work for you, you might try a small piece of dark chocolate, which has other health benefits, or just going back to an overall healthy lifestyle that leaves room for those sweet things on occasion.
So if you plan right, you can still have that little taste of something sweet at the end of a meal?
Absolutely.
All right, great information. Don't cancel carbs from your daily diet. Your body really needs that fiber fuel. Just remember to reduce the refined starches. My thanks to Jana for sharing these simple switches that prove change is healthy.
To learn more, call MetroHealth at 216-778-7800 or visit their website, www.metrohealth.org. Next, co-mingling your cash.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to account for the good, bad, and ugly of joint bank accounts. The pros and cons of avoiding probate has been a hot topic for years. One day you go to the bank and a friendly teller asks if you want to add your child as a joint owner on your account. He tells you that it's going to avoid probate at death, and if you become incompetent, the child can access your funds to pay your bills. What could be easier or better? Here to talk about whether this easy planning solution really is better is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
So welcome back. So Mike, is there anything positive about joint accounts?
Sure. I mean, it's an easy way to avoid probate. You just go to the bank, as you said, and put your child on the account. On your passing, it goes to the child outside of probate. And while you're alive, the child has access to the money and can pay your bills for you. So that's the positive.
Okay. So what could be wrong about adding a child as a joint owner on your account?
Well, first of all, it's not one size fits all. For many people, this works. But there are some bad things that can happen. 3 that I'm going to talk about. Number 1 is that if you have a child on the account, they inherit your assets on your death. So if you have 3 children, you put 1 child on the account, and your will says everything goes to all 3 children, the joint account trumps the will. It doesn't matter what the will says, the joint account means that 1 child inherits all the money. sometimes when money's involved, children don't follow your wishes.
Oh, yeah.
They might keep the money, and the other two are out of luck.
And that's really probably not what you meant.
That's right.
So what's your second warning with regard to joint bank accounts?
Well, the second one might be, let's say you have this joint account with a child, and that child has financial problems, and a creditor comes after him and gets a judgment. The creditor may come after that joint account, and it puts that whole joint account, not just half of it, but all of it at risk for the creditor of your child, not you.
Yeah, so your money could pay their bills.
That's right.
Not
that's right.
good.
That's right.
What's your final issue with these joint accounts?
The final one, let's say you have a joint account again with a son, and your son gets a divorce. In the process of divorce, your soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law's attorney tries to freeze that account. And you'll eventually be able to unfreeze the account and show that it's your money, but in the meantime, you spend thousands of dollars on legal fees to get your own money back.
Oh, yeah, that's not what you want either.
No, that's not what you want.
So if I still want to avoid probate, is there another way to do that?
Well, there are several ways. One way may be you have an account, but rather than put it as a joint account, set it up as a POD, payable on death account, or if it's a brokerage account, TOD, transfer on death. You name a beneficiary of the account. So while you're alive, it's your money. Your kids have no rights to grab the money, but on your death, it passes to the beneficiary. Now, again, it trumps the will, so you need to make sure you fill out the beneficiary form the way you want it. And if you want your child to have access to the money, then give them a power of attorney. Now, if that doesn't work, if it's more complicated, then you may need a trust. That's for another show, but we can talk about it then.
Okay, good advice. Joint accounts. Everyone's doing it, but should they? Consider the good, bad, and ugly of using these accounts and Mike's advice to avoid these issues. You need help? Give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, Live for Today or Save for Tomorrow. We'll offer advice to ensure that you can afford your future. Then, want to enhance your health? Park yourself in a park. We'll explain. And there's so much to discover in our area. We'll feature what Boomer and Beyond magazine has found. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.